We come to this place this morning because we have hope. We have hope in the fact that, on a personal level, that if He can save me, He can save you. And He has already done so. This morning, through all the readings and the songs of worship that were brought, we have all these images of what the Lord's Supper is through the worship that was brought this morning. But I want to make one more clear for you. I want you to close your eyes. Every eye bowed. In your mind, I want you to imagine a table. And that table goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on, as far as you can see. And you walk up to that table and you see a chair. And at that place setting, it says your name. It says Virginia. It says Pam. It says Suanne. It says Jimmy. It says Carter. It says Daniel. It says Amanda. It says Jamie. It says Christy. It says Melvin, Rudy. It says Brad. It has your name written at that table. And all you have to do is pull out that chair and sit at the table. The good news is this morning that God's already done the hard part. He's provided that place for us, for me, for you. We're the ones that make it hard by coming up with 1,000 excuses as to why we can't or why we shouldn't sit at that place. The even better news is, if that table was for one place setting, if it was for you, He would have done it. He would have died for you. He would have still died on the cross. So this morning, if we could just grasp that mentality of leaving everything that hinders our worries, our excuses, our pride, we can throw all that to the side for a seat at the table this morning. Then we can turn our mess into His message. This morning, church, as you open your eyes, there is a place at the table for you this morning. Let's stop this trend of ignoring what we know we need to do. Let's stop this trend of being so proud that we can't walk to this altar and fall on our faces and on our knees before Lord Almighty, because we're more worried about what others think than what God thinks. Let's come to this altar. Let's come to this place. Let's be vulnerable to what God has in store for each of us. As a body of believers this morning, as a congregation, as we observe the Lord's Supper, as Jimmy comes in just a moment to lay open the invitation. Just got to sit down at the table. And Jimmy's going to tell us what that's all about. It's all you have to do. It's where it starts. Let's come to the table this morning. Hear the voice of love that's calling. There's a chair that waits for you, and a friend who understands everything you're going through. You keep standing at a distance, in the shadows of your shame. There's a light of hope that shines. Won't you come and take your place? sorrow and your sadness, there's a Savior and He calls. Bring it all to the table. He can see the weight you carry, and the fears that hold your heart. Through the cross you've been forgiven, you accepted as you are. So bring it all to the table. It's nothing you ain't seen before. For all your trials, all your worries and your burdens, there's a Savior and He calls. Bring it all to the table. Bring it all. You can bring it all. It's nothing he ain't seen before. For all your sin, all your sorrow and your sadness, there's a Savior and He calls. Bring it all to the table. Oh, the blood of Jesus. Oh, the blood of Jesus. Oh, the blood of Jesus. It washes white as snow. And oh, the blood of Jesus. Oh, the blood of Jesus.